Ladies and gentlemen, how is it going? I'm Bushman, and in this video, I'm gonna reinvent Conway's game of life in 3D. You might ask, what is Conway's game of life? Well, let me show you. This is Conway's game of life, a game about life that was developed by a man whose name was Conway, John Horton Conway. Now you might ask, so what? What's so special and unique about this stupid and boring game that has nothing but a few dots that moving and changing shape? Well, believe it or not, but this simple and boring game is one of the most revolutionary and important simulations that's ever been developed in the world of mathematics and video games. How? Well, long story, but I'm gonna make it short for you. Well, somehow this game proved that there might be a possibility that the complex universe we are living in may evolve from a simple and basic world with a simple and basic rules. How? Well, this game has more players. You don't need anyone to play this game. It's a zero-base player game. And the entire game follows 4 rules, which right now I forgot all of them, but I'm gonna put them when I'm editing the video. And the interesting part about this game is you can create so many different and complex patterns only by following these simple rules. Anyway, I always was fascinated about Conway's game of life, but the biggest question I always had about this game was, what if we turn the 2D dimensions of game of life into a 3D? Will the rules still work or not? Well, I did some research on the Google. I even searched the second page of the Google, but unfortunately I couldn't find a good result. So, since I couldn't find a 3D version of Game of Life, I decided to make it myself. So what are we waiting for? Let's start! Anyway, in order to make the game in 3D, I decided to use Unity engine, not because this is the best game engine out there, because this is the only game engine I know. So I opened the project and named it Conway's Game of Life, but this time is 3D. And I set the template 3D because it's supposed to be the 3D game. The 2D version is already available. And I then started working on it. Just a moment, please. Let me see what should I write here. Oh, I got it. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, my bad, sorry. You didn't see that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first attempt to recreate Conway's Game of Life in Unity. And now, let's see if it works. Okay, so far so good. At least we don't have any error. Now, good, good. Okay, based on Conway's law, the moment I hit space, this thing should start rotating, like an airplane. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But it's not working. You know what? I think I know why it doesn't work. Just give me a moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second attempt. Believe it or not, for you it just took a few seconds, while for me it took a week. I have made so many changes and I hope this time it works. Are you ready to see the result? Let's go! And still it's not working. It's not working. Come on! Oh, God. Okay, this is the 64th attempt to make Conway's Game of Life in 2D. Man, in the first place I was sure it's gonna be so easy, but it is not. Why it's not easy at all? For you, it just 2 minutes has passed, but for me, a week. Yeah, it's been a week I've been working on this project. Now let's see if it works. I'm sure it's not gonna work. And I was right, yeah, it didn't work. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 week, I got to this place. And now let's see if this works or not. Let's put it this way. Wow. Wow. You see this? I mean, yeah, this is not how the Conway's game of life works, but in fact, it at least it's working. Not in the way I want, but it's working. You see this? I'm sure I'm way closer than I used to be. Yeah. With little some modification, I can make my codes even work better. Okay, let's give it another chance. Make this shape. Some random shape like this. Like a dynamite, you know? Well, it didn't work, but at least it followed a pattern. Wow. Do you see this? Man, over 3 weeks has passed. 3 weeks. I was going to finish this project in less than 4 days. And 3 weeks has passed and I couldn't even recreate the game in 2D. Why? Why is it like this? But I hope this one works. Please, work. I mean, I'm not gonna give up. But I'm getting tired of failing, failing, and failing again. And, you know, it's working. It's working. Look at this. Look at this. So beautiful, it's working. Wait a minute. It's too soon to judge. It's too soon to judge. If one pattern work, it doesn't mean all of it work. Okay, let's go with this one. In the real Conway's game of life, this one shouldn't change at all. If it works, it doesn't change, it doesn't grow, it doesn't die, it means I've done it. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. It's not dying! Guys! I did it! I did it! You see this? I did it! There's other patterns, like this one. The first pattern we saw in the beginning of the video. Okay, let's see what happens. Beautiful. Just look at it. Beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful. Guys, after 3 weeks, of hard working, eventually I made Conway's game of life. Wow, it was so hard. It was so hard, but I did it. You might ask, how did I do it? I will say, I have no idea. I just wrote some codes. I made so many modifications. I made so many changes. I did so many error and trial. And I wrote a code that I don't know how it works. And I can't explain it. But I know it's working. How? I don't know. But it's working. And that's the only thing that matters. But if you really want to know how does my code work, here it is the source code of it. I have attached this code to each cell in the game, and here are the variables. And etc. I don't know how should I explain it, or because I even don't know understand how does it work. All I know it's working, but just try to read it. And if you could figure it out, I would appreciate it if you explain it to me. Thanks a lot. Oh, okay. Now, actually, after 3 weeks, I'm just in the beginning of the journey. Remember, I was going to remake this game in 3D, and I'm going to do it. Hopefully, it doesn't take another 3 weeks. Hopefully. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, luckily, I was right. Making the game in 3D was way easier than 2D. I just needed to add some new values to my codes, and it worked. Are you ready to see it in the 3D shape? Ladies and gentlemen, here you will go. Conway's Game of Life in 3D. Here it is. Look at it. Look at it. How beautiful it is. Okay, are you ready to test it? You know what? In my opinion, it's a kind of boring. Just look at the area surrounded us and look at it. It's boring, isn't it? Let's make some changes. What do you think? Shall we? I mean, it's not gonna take long time. Just give me a few hours to make some models and kind of make this place a little bit more beautiful. Just 1 hour. I promise it won't take longer. Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to the Conway's Game of Life in 3D. But this is beautiful. Beautiful, look at it. We are here in the middle of cosmos in a very unusual structure. And you might ask, where is the Conway's Game of Life? Are you ready to see it? There it is. Ta-da! 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 Okay, don't dress this like. Anyway, see this? This is the code I've been working on for past months. Yeah, a month has passed for me to make this. Stop chit chat, let's get working. Do you think that the rules of Conway's Game of Life that only work in 2D dimension, are they going to work in a 3D dimension? We're gonna see. And believe it or not, but if you are watching this video, you are one of the first people who sees Conway's Game of Life in this shape in 3D. Okay, please work, please work, please work. Wow, wow, guys, it's working. It's working. Look at it. Beautiful. I mean, yeah, it's not as simple as, it's a little more complex than what we used to see in 2D dimension, but man, it's 3D. And still it's so beautiful, isn't it? Just look at it. Wait a minute, just a moment. Okay, better. Look at this pattern. Look. Okay. Wow. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. This is. Man. Actually, it worked. I was sure it's not gonna work, but it worked. Wow. Wow. This. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh! 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 You know what? Let's try this one. Wow. 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 Beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful. Wow. So isn't it working? Yeah. Even in the corner, it's working. Interesting, isn't it? Wow. Beautiful, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching my video. If you're watching this video, you are one of the first people who witnessed 3D Conway's Game of Life in a 3D format. Okay, you might ask, so I made Conway's Game of Life in 3D. So what? How is it going to help mankind? Is it going to make the world a better place to live? Well, no. You might ask, is it going to make prolong our lifestyle or expand our knowledge from the universe? Well, no. I made Conway's Game of Life in 3D just because I wanted to do. Seriously, I wanted to know what would happen if we make Conway's Game of Life in 3D. And now we know how does it work. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for watching my video. Until another video, take care of yourself and have a fantastic and fabulous day. See you later.